Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the last class of the year. I'm glad to have you here. I host this class quarterly every year. It's a free class for married and singles. I just choose topics randomly. So I'm happy to have everyone on this class. So if you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Blessing Queen Egan. I am a certified relationship and marriage coach. I have been practicing for over 5 years now, and I publish weekly articles on my Facebook page. And my name on Facebook page is Egan Blessing Egan, and my page on Instagram is To Talk with B. So I teach about relationship, I teach about marriage, I coach about relationship, and coach about marriage. Now you may be asking, why do you need to listen to me? Because I have been on the road you are going through now. I am still on the road. I am still learning. I'm just here to share my experience and my knowledge I have gathered over the years. I am married to a handsome man and a beautiful daughter. I've been married for the past 8 years now. So, to an extent, I have the qualification to speak with you. So today we'll be talking about a key topic, a random topic. We all know about the topic, a more fulfilled sex life. 10 things you should know about sex in marriage. We always talk about sex. You hear about sex. Musicians sing about sex. You watch it in a movie. You are doing it if you are married. And if you are single, I don't think you should be in this class. Except you just want to get the knowledge but do not practice it. Because I am anti-premarital sex. I don't advise singles to go into premarital sex for so many reasons. So we'll be talking about that in another class or on any of my articles. I also have PDF courses. I also have ebooks in different areas, addressing different areas in marriage and relationship. So you can get that if you want to on Seller. I will drop the link in the Telegram group. So let's go back into the topic, sex in marriage. I know most of you have similar experience with me. While growing up, my mom always tell when I became matured, she began to see that I was developing breasts, I was beautiful, I was very hot, beautiful girl, fresh skin. She began to get scared, so she uses pregnancy to frighten us. If any man touch you, you get pregnant. Don't allow any man see your pants. Don't do this. Don't go close to any man. Which those advices good and fine. We yielded to it. And I also had uncles who told their sons, don't even try it. If you get any girl pregnant, I kick you out of my house. They were anti-sex. They were always preaching against sex. Telling even most parents on this in this video or in this class tell their children, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Now we are of age. We are married. Now we need to do it. But most of us are doing it and do not get satisfied. We are not fulfilled. We don't even understand it. We don't even like it. Some of us got married and it was our first time because we were told when we were young that it is a sin, which is true. We should not even try it. We should not even make a mistake of having sex. Weird and fine. Now we are married and we have the 101% right to have sex in marriage, but we are not enjoying it. You are not satisfied. It is not what the hype is. Now you are not getting the hype of this thing. Before you got married, your friends were hyping it, but now you are not even getting it. So what is the problem? The problem is the problem. So now let's address sex itself. Sex is very powerful. Like food is to life, that is how sex is to marriage. There are so many food in life and there are so many food in marriage. When you talk about food, you have the carbohydrates, you have the protein, you have the fat and oil. These are the classes of food. Then under the carbohydrates, you have different kind of food. You have the rice, you have the yam, you have the gari. There are so many if you want to categorize it. That's the same thing with marriage. In marriage, there are various kind of food. So many, and which sex is one? There's respect food, there's honor food, there's affirmation food, there's appreciation food. Now there's sex food. So Why are you not getting satisfied? Is it that they're not giving you enough food? So that's why I come to give you a piece of my knowledge. So please stay with me. After the class, intentionally, I tell couples that nobody knows it in marriage. Nobody knows it 100% in marriage. What we or most people do to make the marriage successful, to make it happy, is intentionality. When I mean intentionality, you might be intentional of for a thing, is not, you are not enjoying it, but because you want an end result, you keep doing it. Most of us do not like reading, but because we want to pass the exams, we intentionally sit down to read to pass the exams. So I liken it to marriage. I liken it to marriage. So if you are married, you need to intentionally. Intentionality might not be sweet, but you have to do it to make the marriage sweet. And with consistency, it becomes a part of you. With consistency, you begin to find ways to make it interesting. I, for one, do not like reading, but because I am in an industry that needs me to read broad, my career needs me to read, my ministry needs me to read, so I read, but I make it interesting. I find ways to make it interesting. I play music while I read. I prefer to listen to courses than to read the words. If you give me a book to read, a textbook to read, I will probably use 1 week to read it, because I'll read 5 pages, I will do something else. I would read 2 pages, I will jump up. It's boring. But if you give me a video class like this, I am listening to it, I am doing other things, and it sticks better. So I try to make it interesting. So all this, the cut and short and long of this story is that it might not be interesting to you, but your marriage requires it. So you need to find ways to make it interesting. It might not be interesting, you might not like it. That is the fact, that is the truth. There are so many things in marriage that you will not like. But because you are into marriage and you need it to work, you have to intentionally do those things and find ways to make them interesting for you. Don't be too serious about it. So welcome again to this class. So what is sex? Sex is that powerful tool. Sex is that thing. It's one thing that most people use it anyhow. They have misused it. The devil has so amplified premarital sex that you that have the right, the privilege to have sex, you are no longer enjoying it. Sex has caused so many issues. It has broken homes. Sex has brought great men down. It has liberated so many women. Sex has even make friends, parted ways. So sex is so powerful. Do you know that so many marriages that are broken today, if you dig deep, is because of sex? And so many marriages that are made that were at the bridge of breaking up today, if you dig deep, it's because they intentionally attended to their sex life. That is what is sustaining that marriage. Yeah, there may be so many things to sustain a marriage. Like I said initially, nobody has the 100% knowledge about marriage. What might be keeping my marriage is sex. What might be keeping your marriage is communication. What might be keeping the other person's marriage is affection. What might be keeping the other person's marriage is appreciation. But you also need to have the round knowledge of all these aspects. Because if you don't have this knowledge, you might not know the one that will keep your marriage. You might not know the one that will keep your marriage till the end. So you need to know all of it. Remember, if you are cooking a pot of soup, it's not only the maggi you put into the soup that makes it sweet. You put pepper, you put crayfish, you put meat, you put pomo, you put stockfish. So all of these things makes the marriage sweet. That is how makes the pot of soup sweet. That is how marriage is. If you put sex, you put good communication, you put appreciation, you put honor, you put money to make the marriage sweet. Even if you don't have others, but you have like two, the marriage will still stand. But if you don't have any of these ingredients at all, then you begin to struggle. So I don't want to dive into all of that. Let's just go straight to Sex. Why we need to talk about sex. I remember one man came walk into my office and we gave him a form to fill his biodata. He filled every other aspect correctly. His name, his date of birth, his local government, his state of origin, and when he got to sex, where he's supposed to feel if he's a male or a female, he feel not satisfied at all. I wish I had more sex. I know you're laughing, but it explains a little bit of how people feel about sex in marriage. Because when we looked at the phone, he was a married man. So now it explains how people feel in marriage. So, research has shown that 80% of marital problems, just listen, 80% of marital problems originate in the bedroom. 80% of marital problems originate in the bedroom. If a marriage is on the verge of breaking, the problem is usually where sex is. Yes, it usually starts with sex. Either you have a problem, maybe small quarrel. Before you know, the husband will say, "I will not sleep with you." The wife will say, "I will not sleep with you." Before you know, they will enter inside the matter. Before you know, the man will go outside and sleep with the woman. The woman will say, "I will never forgive you because we have small quarrel. You now went out to have sex." That is how it starts. Then it escalates into issues. If you dig deep, when they come for counseling, when couples come for counseling and you dig deep, you realize that yes, they had other issues. But when it came to sex, that was when it escalated. That is when it escalated. So now, since sex is the issue, why do we always say that sex is more spiritual than physical? Sex is more spiritual than physical. And I will explain it by asking you a question. Why do you think that most couples get angry when their spouse sleeps with another person, but they don't get angry when their spouse hugs somebody or touch somebody or is close to somebody, as in body physical touch? They don't escalate it like when they know or they caught the person sleeping with another man, or they ask the question, the person says, "Yes, I slept with you." Why do you think they get very angry? It's because sex is more spiritual. It's because sex, every other touch, every other contact is not a problem. But when you hear that he or she slept with this person, you are mad. When you hear that he slept with this person, you are dazed. You are wondering what is wrong with you. So what do you think is pushing that kind of anger, that kind of reaction when it comes to sex? It's because it's more spiritual. It's because it's more spiritual. And that is why. And that is why the devil knows that sex is very important in marriage. The devil knows that sex is more spiritual. That is why he is fighting and trying to keep couples away from having sex. I know you are familiar with this saying that we will settle for bed. Maybe you and your husband have an issue, or you are a friend and you as her husband has an issue, and you hear that we just lie down. I lay down naked. Before you know, the husband came. That's how we settled. Why do you think that the devil don't want you to settle? Why do you think that the devil is taking away the interest of sex from marriage to the singles? Because it's so powerful. It will destroy the single and destroy marriage and make God a laughing stock. I'm not going to go into that topic right now. So sex is very, very important. If you read the Bible in Proverbs 31, you realize that the Proverbs 31 lady utilized sex for her benefits. But the Proverbs 7 lady used sex to destroy a man. Go and read that portion of the Bible, then you understand what I'm talking about. So sex is not for the engaged. It's not for the singles. I am anti-premarital sex because I have seen what sex has done in the choice of partners. If you are a single person listening to me, the simple explanation why we say do not indulge in sex before marriage is because it clouds your judgment. You are sleeping with somebody, you keep sleeping with this person. Sex is so spiritual that you forget to look at other aspects of that person. You begin to judge based or choose based on that person's performance. on that person's ability to please you or pleasure you in bed. So you choose a partner based on just one criteria. That is why we say stay away from sex. If you stay away from sex, what if you already started sleeping with a person, or you have if you already started sleeping with a person and you want to make a choice, stay away from sex for some time, and see if that person will treat you the way he or she has been treating you before. So when we say stay away from sex, it's because we want, aside the fact that it's a sin before God, we want you to make your judgments with a clear mind, not because you enjoy what that person does to your body. Because I can tell you for a fact that marriage is not all about sex as a single person. So you see us married people trying to balance it, because it's not sex you are coming to do in marriage. You would face reality, and sex will not even be part of the reality you face. So, but as a married person, you are already in a marriage now, and now I'm telling you that if you don't work on your sex life, it might not be affecting you now, but it piles up to affect the marriage in one way or the other. So, what's a confusion? They say don't have sex before marriage. Now I'm married, I want to have sex, but I'm not enjoying it. I know that is your next question. Why the marriage? There was a research that took place. There was a survey that was shared. So the question was, why the high rate of infidelity in marriage? And I can tell you that the result was amazing. The result was amazing. The result was amazing. 60% say they don't know why they do it. 20 say the 20% said that they were sorry. Or sorry, 20% said that they were not having enough in their marriage. And the other 20% said that it's for ego. So we that say, or if you are among the people that say men cheat, men are all cheats, that men they cannot be trusted, or men go out because of their ego. It's only few men that go out because of their ego. Some go out because they are not enjoying sex. They are not satisfied with the sexual life. And same with women. And same with women. So, aside this class that you will be listening to, also get my ebook titled Sex and the Bedroom. So you can learn more about sex. And I hope that at the end of this class, if you are a married person, your sex life will improve, the frequency of your sex will improve, and you will enjoy it better. So now let's address your mindset. Let's address what you think about sex. What do you think about sex? What ideology do you have about sex? But before then, I see sex in two ways. One, sex is SEX. The S stands for set your marriage on fire by engaging with others in the extraordinary gifts from God. Or you set your marriage alive by engaging only with your spouse frequently in the extraordinary gifts of life, of God. Sorry. So which would you prefer? Would you prefer to set your marriage on fire, or you prefer to set your marriage alive? So if you want to set your marriage on fire, have sex with another person. But if you want to set your marriage alive, stick to your partner, engage with your partner, and enjoy this extraordinary gift from God. So to make you more comfortable and relaxed, having sex with your partner in marriage, let me deal with your mindset. See, pleasure in sex is not a gender-based thing. Most people have this ideology that sex is for men. It's to satisfy men. I don't get satisfied. It's them that enjoy. They ejaculate. They come, but you don't come. But it's not so. Women also enjoy sex. So, to initiate sex is not anybody's rule. Like we have marital rule. The man is to provide, the woman is to take care of the family and all that. Most people have this mentality that sex is a role thing. That is a man's it's a man's duty to initiate sex. It's not true. Anybody in the marriage can initiate sex when they want it. If I am horny, I can initiate sex with my husband. If my husband wants it, he can initiate sex with me. I know most women do not initiate sex because of the third point I'm going to be talking about. That if you initiate sex as a woman, your husband will see you like a prostitute, or you see you as loosed, or that's what you were doing in your past before he got married to you. That is a very wrong mindset. All things have passed away. Sex is one of the duties in marriage. So if you initiate it, is your duty. If he initiates it, it is his duty. So even if he has that mindset, it shouldn't be your mindset. If you need it, if you are horny, go for it. It's not a man's duty to initiate sex. And when you do as a woman, it doesn't make you lose. The fourth point is there is no set time to have sex. If you are in this class and you feel that sex should always be done in the dark, in the night, when you want to sleep at night, it's not true. Sex can be done in the morning, sex can be done in the afternoon, sex can be done in the evening, depending on the mood, depending on the environment where you find yourself. So you can have sex whether in the morning, whether in the afternoon, whether in the evening, it doesn't matter. The fifth point is if we have sex frequently with our partner, they will see us finish. Our private part will be expanded. And see, if you give birth to a child, your private part will expand. So it's not sex, it's not your husband's penis that will make your private part expand. And you will not lose what? Having sex does not make you lose your self-esteem. It does not make you lose your self-worth. It depends on how you carry yourself. Have it in mind that sex is your duty. Sex is what you need to do in marriage. If you have this mentality, if you have this mindset, you will not think that if you have sex frequently, you will lose your self-worth in marriage. The next one is you cannot make love during pregnancy. This is for the women, even for men. You say, if I'm pregnant, I don't want you to hit my child's head. Don't come and break his neck and all that. Where the child is, the penis cannot even reach there. God so secured that gift that your husband's penis cannot reach there. You as a man, your penis cannot reach where the child is. So if your wife is pregnant, don't deprive, because mainly where couples have issue is mainly where couples have issues pertaining sex in marriage is when their spouse is pregnant, when they are expecting a child. Because you have this mentality that I don't want to have sex. I'm not, except the doctor advised you not to. And most of the times they give you some period to stay away from sex. And they give you the styles to do. Not that they tell you to stay away from sex for 9 months. You starve the man for 9 months. So if your wife is pregnant, there are styles you can do that will not affect her and the child, that will not put them in danger. So don't say that because your wife is pregnant gives you the right to sleep out because you cannot have intercourse with your wife. Or the wife, don't say because you are pregnant you starve your husband. Find ways to go about it. Find ways to pleasure yourself. So if you are married here and you are in this class that I don't want to have sex with her till after I put to bed, I'm telling you now that it's wrong. You might be putting your marriage in danger. I have been there before. You might be exposing your marriage to premarital sex. So you can, when I mean I've been there before, when I was married, when I was pregnant for my daughter, I had a condition that I shouldn't meet my husband for 3 months. So I know the tension you will learn more as we go through the class. I know the tension he put in my marriage. Because if a man does not have sex for a particular time and he's not getting it from outside, he becomes unnecessarily angry. And every little thing angers him. If you ask him for money, it's problem. If you tell him good morning in the morning, it's an issue. So if you are pregnant, find ways to satisfy yourself and your partner during this pregnancy, except you have been advised by the doctor to stay away from sex for a particular time. And if you are the man, when having sex with your wife, Take it gently. She's carrying a full human being in her womb. So you need to be gentle about it. So those are the 6 mindsets I want to reset. I'll recap again. Pleasure in sex is not for only the man. The woman also enjoys sex. 2. To initiate sex is not only the man's duty. As a woman, you have the right to initiate sex. 3. There is no set time to have sex in marriage. You can have sex anytime in the day. The fourth point is, as long as you have the certificate, you can do any style that pleases you. As far as it's not, I didn't talk about this point. As far as it's not endangering your health, as far as it's godly and it goes in line with your morals, you can do any style. They say hang upon the on top of the fan. You can do it. You have 100% right to enjoy yourself. Another point is, having sex frequently with your husband does not make you lose. It doesn't make you lose. It doesn't mean that you are a prostitute. If you are a prostitute, it's even good. You are a prostitute to just your husband. And you can also, the last point is, you can make love during pregnancy, except doctors advises you not to. So now that I have dealt with your mindset, let's now go into the 10 things you should know about sex in marriage. So sit tight, grab a pen and a paper, jot down points that relate to you and intentionally work on them. So it would not do you any good if you attend this class without taking action. It won't do you any good if you come for a class and you don't have a take home of what to practice in your marriage. So I don't want you to be that person. I don't want you to be that person. So the first point I'm going to be talking about is that you should work on your mindset. I've spoken about mindset. I just spoke about mindset, but I'll be explaining better. I'll be explaining about mindset better. You know this idea that um if your husband gets you angry, you will not have sex. Even when he comes to have sex with you, you just open your leg and stand, keep there, and allow him to come and do what he wants to do and go. The thing is, the man is not. So you need to train yourself to understand that in marriage, once in a while you will quarrel, you have issues, but it should not stop you from enjoying your sex life. Tell yourself that God created sex for you to enjoy. Close your eyes and enjoy the sex. Release yourself. Be vulnerable. Sometimes before you have sex, psych yourself. Tell yourself you are beautiful. Tell yourself God created sex to be enjoyed by me. This goes to especially the women. Set the mood. You can play good and nice love songs, Westlife, all those songs that move you. You know those songs that you used to hear those days that you love. You can play those songs. You can even change the bulb in your room. Have like two, make the mood, let the mood be encouraging so that you could set yourself in the mood. If your husband is at work, once in a while, send him a sexy text message. Tell him you can't wait to have him. Your nipple is waiting for his tongue. There's a way you put the text message. Even you yourself that is sending the text message, you're already aroused. Do you understand? So you need to work on your mindset. That this sex, you have to enjoy this sex. And it is very sweet. Sex is sweet. It's sweet. It's relaxing. It's sweet, it's relaxing. Send, if you cannot tell your husband how you feel or what you want him to do to you, put it in a chat. God has helped us. We have technology. Send him a message. Loving message. Set the mood before he even comes home. And even you as a man, you need to work on your mindset. Because you want sex and you can have it at your beck and call, does not mean that you should displease your wife in the day. Then in the night, you come to have sex. Even if she accepts to sleep with you, she will not enjoy it. And you want her to enjoy it. You also want to enjoy it. And I've also told you that sex is important in marriage to keep that marriage. So you have to work on you have to erase this mentality that if I want sex, I can have it anytime, no matter how my partner feels about me. You've offended your partner during the day or in the week, and you have not said sorry. You have not apologized. You see your partner carrying her face all over the house, and you don't care. But when it's time in the night, when you are horny, you now bring your penis to insert in her private parts. It would not work that way. Even if it works that way for some time, she would not enjoy it. And you also will not enjoy it. Sometimes she will not even give it to you. And you if you keep doing that, at the end or as time goes on, she would have resentment against you. She will resent you when you irritate her when you come close, or you irritate him when you come close to him. So you need to work on that mindset that my marriage must be in, for me to have a sex fulfilled life. The atmosphere, the mood must be encouraging. The mood must be peaceful. The mood must be nice. Intentionally do these things to enjoy a fulfilled sex life. Sorry. So you need to set yourself in that mood. All those quarrel, malice, and all, avoid them by all costs. Have that mindset that for me to have a sex fulfilled life, I must have a peaceful home. Once you have this mindset, if you offend your wife, it's not difficult to say I'm sorry. It's not difficult to appease her so that you can enjoy yourself at night. And to balance this up, for you to also have a sex life, you the offended, if you have an issue with your spouse, even if he doesn't, sorry, I need to shift closer. Even if he doesn't come close to you, he doesn't come to you, you need to have that mentality that your home should be peaceful. So you find ways to resolve these issues, not piling it. Because if you keep piling issues in your marriage, your sex life will not be healthy. Try as much as possible to sort issues as they come and let them go. Try as much as possible to have a forgiving spirit. Try as much as possible to learn how to communicate to your spouse and resolve issues. Have conversations that will not lead to quarrel. That being said, I have a book titled How to Have a Conversation with Your Partner Without Having a Quarrel. So you need to learn how to do these things. So you need to put your home in a peaceful mood to have a continuous sex fulfilled life. So if there's always strife, if there's always malice, if there's always quarrel, you would find it difficult. You will struggle to have a sex fulfilled life. So you need to put your ego at the back seat. You need to put your pedigree at the back seat and make your home always peaceful to have a fulfilled sex life so that you will not be having intercourse with your spouse and he or she is angry. Then the intention has already been defeated. I can tell you for a truth that when you begin to work on these things, when you begin to work on your mind, when you begin to prepare your spouse for these loving gifts, I can tell you for a truth that the devil will come for you because he doesn't want you to bond with your spouse. He does not want you to have that blood covenant with your spouse. So the devil will begin to remind you of the things your spouse has done that you shouldn't be happy about. But here is the time you need to shut the voice of the devil and enjoy sex. That is why I always advise couples to be prayerful. You need to be aware of the devices of the devil so that you can fight him with his own weapon when he comes for you. So the devil begins to remind you that your spouse annoyed you yesterday. The money you asked for him from him, he has not given to you. The man, the devil will start to tell you that she does not respect you. She is dirty. The food she cook is not sweet. So you're already building that resentment. So you need to be intentional that your home is always peaceful. And you should know when the voice you are hearing is not the voice of God. So work on these things and you will have a sex fulfilled life. And the thing is, for women, once you have these thoughts, once the devil comes to you and start reminding you of the things that your husband has not done for you, the bag he has not bought, the shoe he has not bought, The car he promised that he has not bought. It's difficult to take control. The thoughts begin to take control of you. You are no longer moved. Even no matter how the man touches you on the bed, you are not moved. You are just there. At every slight misunderstanding or provocation, you are not excited. You will just lay on the bed, I beg. This man, after you annoyed me. So I'm telling you today that treat issues as they come. I always tell women, learn to forgive even before the man even offends you. So that when the man offends you, it's easier. Just learn that this man will offend me. I might call him and he will not pick. Or I might call him and he will talk to me anyhow. Just know that one. So when you know that, you have realized it, you begin to teach your mind to forgive your husband before even they offend you. So that you will not be resented. You don't have resentment for your spouse. It affects women a lot. Once the man annoys them, forget it. Some of them even sleep with short knicker with padlock on their clothes. So men, in as much as I advise women to keep away grudges, to enjoy sex, like I said before, you mustn't wait until your wife comes to you and tell you that this is what you did. Women's emotions are easy to read. You know that this woman is a happy person. You know that this woman does not keep grudges. Or this woman always smiles, she makes the house happy, makes the home lively, and suddenly she's frowning. Suddenly she's moody. Suddenly she's on her own. You shouldn't wait for her to come to you. Ask her what is happening and apologize. Most of the times you just need to apologize first before you even ask. And everything is gone. Some of us just need to hear sorry and we are okay. We just need to hear sorry and we are okay. And we just need to know that you will not repeat it again if it's a very big offense. And everything goes back to normal. But some of you, when you see these women moody, when you see them angry, when you see them lamenting or squeezing their face, you don't care. You pick your car key and you move, you come back home, she gives you food. You behave as if you don't stay with a human being in the house. You will not have a sex-fulfilled life if you continue like this. Remember, I said two shall become one. The Bible says two shall become one. So if your second half is not happy, you should not also be happy until you find out why she is not happy and resolve that issue. So learn to read your partner's mood. Learn to read their mood. In as much as your partner do not want to keep grudges, in as much as they let go, but they also need succor. How long will they keep letting go and you keep doing the things you are doing? Then you expect that they will be happy or they will give their all to you during sex. It doesn't work that way. This is reality. It is reality. So the second point I'm going to be talking about is assist yourself. I think in one of my life I talked about partnership, that marriage is partnership. But I'm going to niche it down. I'm not going to talk holistically about marriage. I'm going to niche it down to how assisting your partner will help your sex life. I'm going to talk about how assisting your partner will help your sex life. And I'm going to explain it with this story, with this. Have you watched you should have watched any of these colonial masters movies. Do you see how they treat their slaves? So if you have watched this movie, you understand this point. Even when we're growing up in our biological family, if one person always does the house chores at home and the others go out, eat, go out, enjoy themselves, and come back late at night, then come and wake the person in the room to come and give them food. Even the person, biological, we are brothers and sisters, will be angry doing that. If the responsibility of running a home or running a family is solely on a person's shoulder, it's going to affect your sex life. If the responsibility of running a home is solely on one person's shoulder, it's going to affect your sex life. Secondly, if the responsibility of the family, if one person is always giving time, compromising, one person is always sacrificing, it's going to affect your sex life. So you need to find a way to balance it. And I will come down to explain and be realistic with you. I'll come down. These are things we know. But let me still remind you, and I'm not going to start from the place you think I'm going to start from. I'm going to start from explaining it to the women. Because I know you are already shouting, yes, tell them, because I mentioned chores. No, I'm going to explain. I'm going to start from the men. I'm sorry about that, my fellow women. So now, women, every now and then, we see on the internet, shouting is a man's responsibility. Yeah, this one, that one, is it not a responsibility? I am not disputing that fact. That the Bible has also told us, and even told us, that a man that cannot provide for his family is as good as an infidel. Worse than an infidel, sorry. Yes, cannot provide for the family. But what if what he's providing for the family, you are not managing it well? Will that man be happy sleeping with you as his wife? Or what if what he is providing for the family is not enough and he knows he's trying his best, he knows, and he also knows that you can assist him to make that family comfortable? But you have refused because of what you have heard, because online in-laws has told you that you should not help a man, you should not support a man. I think what those online in-laws are saying is, do it with wisdom. Because I know some women will support their men until they start spoon feeding them. So the men now do not know they have to work hard to make sure that the family is comfortable to an extent. This does not mean that you should take up the responsibility of of the major responsibilities. You can reach a consensus, you can reach an agreement. You need to support these men, because the man you have refused to support today, the man that you have refused to support today, that is hustling day in, day out to keep you and the children comfortable. If the man goes out and do not come in again, which will not be your portion, you would assume that responsibility of taking care of that family. You will assume the responsibility of taking care of that family. So if you are opportuned or privileged, if you have the power, the mental power, the financial power to support these men, to support your husband, it will impact your sexual life. No man will be happy sleeping with you when he knows that you have money lying somewhere and he's borrowing money or is in debt to pay rent that the house that both of you live in. It is a common sense. It is common, as in the house you live in, the house both of you live in. You know that this man is trying, he's working. Peradventure, what he's earning is not enough. You can support him in so many ways. Okay, even if you don't want to give him your finances, even if you don't want to support him by giving him your finance, that's why I said marriage is compromise. If you can remember when I said it, even if you don't want to give him financial support, can you cut down your coats according to your material? Look at what he is bringing into the table and work your life around it. But what most women do is they know that these men cannot afford a certain lifestyle. They know that these men cannot afford a certain lifestyle and they insist they want to have that kind of lifestyle. It will affect your sexual life. No matter how you're going to pretend, it's going to affect you, because that home will not be at peace. Remember the first point. I said you need to make your home, the environment, you need to make it peaceful to have a sex-fulfilled life. So if you don't have your home is not peaceful, I'm sorry, you will struggle in the other room. So if you don't want to, I'm not saying you must support financially. If you do not want to, build your life around the man's finances. But you don't want to build your life around the man's finances. You do not want to support him financially. So what do you want the man to do? What do you want the man to do? You want to maintain a certain lifestyle that he cannot afford, thereby putting your home in chaos. So he's struggling to meet up your demands. He's tired. He comes home and you say you want to have sex with him. He's not in the mental frame of mind. He cannot have a sex fulfilled life. That is the reality of sex. I know what you are hearing is not what you think you were expecting to hear, but that is the truth. That is the reality of marriage. He's hustling day and night to put food on the table, and you are not still appreciative. You need more. He is working his ass out there, his sweat and blood, and he's not meeting up. And you know he's not meeting up. And you know because he's not meeting up, he's not happy about it. How would he perform well in bed? How? So as a woman, you need to support your spouse mentally and financially if you can. Be the Proverbs 31 woman. Support him mentally and financially if you can. Now let's look at the men. Let's turn to the men. I love to balance my classes. Let's turn to the men. House chores is a job responsibility. You know that full job responsibility when you're applying for a job. That is what house chores are to women. And it cannot be done in one day. It cannot finish in one day. It cannot finish in one day. So if you are present at home, if you are free, if you are available, it would not take anything from you if you support your wife, if you help her. See, she must not, I'm sacrificing myself now to say this thing. She must not ask you for help. You live in the same house. If you were to be alone, as if then when you were single, didn't you sweep your house? Then when you were single, didn't you wash your plate? Okay, let me assume that you did not do these things. You had people doing it for you and you paid for their services. Why don't you replicate that kind of support for your wife? Some men will allow their wife work house chores with children from 8 o'clock in the morning till 12. Then at the point in time when the woman wants to catch a glimpse of sleep, that is when the man wants to make love. And when the woman says no, is a problem. That's why I said what you want to hear in this class is something that you know, but you don't expect me to explain it like this. It is affecting your sexual life. It's affecting your marriage. The woman is, aside the fact that the woman is angry with you for the little things that you should have done, but you refuse to do for her, she is tired. Because she will also wake up the next morning by 4 o'clock to get the children ready for school and to get herself ready to go to her business place or her job or her work. So the little you can to make her happy, to help her around the house, do it for the marriage, not for the sake of her, for the marriage. Because people do things thinking you are doing it because of your partner. No, you are doing it for the sake of the marriage. Because when things go wrong, you are also affected. You are also affected. Maybe you might be out with your friends and your friends will say, like my wife duty, I don't do this, I don't do that. It is how they want to run their marriage. It is their marriage. But for your own marriage, you know your wife needs support. You should be able to support her so that you can enjoy sex when she is relaxed. Because she cannot enjoy sex when she's relaxed. She cannot even sleep with you when you are relaxed. And when you get to the bed, you want her to climb, to be on top, to wind her waist. But she is tired. So your sex life keeps reducing to the minimum. Here and there, help her so that she'll be fast to attend to you in bed. Help her. When you're helping her, you can even make it more exciting. Give her massage. Help, even if you don't know how to sweep, you don't know how to cook. Find little ways to be in her face, to help her. Find little ways to assist her in doing these things. And in the night, when you are ready, or whenever you are ready during the day, you see that she's relaxed. She's not thinking of how to go and make food for the children. She's not thinking of how to go and wash the toilet. She's not thinking of how to do something else or something. Her body, soul, and spirit is present with you. Okay, even if you cannot help her because you don't know how to do it, can you, if you are buoyant enough, can you pay someone to help her? Reach an agreement. Let someone be there to help her so that she can be relaxed. So that when it's time for the action, she has the strength for you. That's the support. If you want to have a sex fulfilled life, she's happy, you are happy, you have a very fantastic sex life. Help her put the children to bed. Help her lay their beds. Help her bath them if she has her hands full. It's also your children. So that the marriage will go smoothly. Like I always define my anybody asks me that what do you say marriage is? Marriage is serve me, I serve you, and everybody is happy. Serve me, I serve you, and everybody is okay. So you need to have that support spirit. You need to have that bond between your spouse to support them so that they can have a sex fulfilled life. So that you also will enjoy sex in marriage. Then for wives, you need help. Still on support to have a sex fulfilled life. For wives, you need help. You need help. And I know most of you find it difficult to ask your spouse for help. Maybe because of the way they will react or the way they have reacted in the past. And see, you need help. You need to find a way to get help, either from your spouse or from your relatives. You can't do all this house chores, taking care of children, all alone. Yes, you might be succeeding in doing it all alone presently, but in the long run, it's going to affect your marriage. It's going to affect your health. It's going to affect you. So you need time, you need help so that it can create time to enjoy the marriage. I remember when I just got married recently, I am then, not now again. Then I love to clean. I love my space looking all arranged and all clean. I can clean for dollars, and I will get, if I open a cleaning agency today, I will make so much money. And I can do it so well and so fast because I can do like 10 things at the same time and I'll do them so well when it comes to house chores. So I noticed that we just came back from our wedding and we're staying in the north in Kaduna then, and I didn't like the way the house was before we got married, but I didn't want to change things. I wanted to get married. Then I began to fix the house the way I love it being. My husband had no problem with that. So I just wanted to wait till after our wedding. I needed to buy some things to make it beautiful and all that. So I didn't want to split my funds. So I noticed that when we came back from our wedding, my husband will be at home. Oh. I will go and carry broom. I will sweep. I will raise the chairs. I will change the position of the chairs. I didn't know he was looking at me. I didn't know he was noticing all this my busybody, like he calls it. You're just busy over nothing. Until one day, he called when I was sweeping. He was watching telly. Just called me. He called me. Say, babe. I answered. I said, what's up? How far? That's how we call ourselves different names at any different at given times. And he said, I did not marry a caterpillar or a bulldozer. I married a wife to be by my side. Drop the broom, come and stay here. Rest. That was what he told me. So, you see that busybody you are doing. You want to scrub everywhere. You want to sweep. You want to mop. You want everywhere to be clean. Except you have that, what's that? That's condition, OCD. Except you have that kind of condition, then you need to relax. Take it down, bring it down. Bring it down. Even if you don't have a help, if you must, you need to structure your time in such a way that you create time for your husband, you create time for your marriage. I know I'm speaking the minds of so many men. Some women will work till the middle of the night. I have an elder sister. She will work in the night when people are sleeping. My sister is scrubbing the walls. She's scrubbing the walls. If you are no longer there today, that wall will be dirty. Nobody will take care of it and nothing will happen. So you need to structure yourself in such a way that, yes, you want your house to be clean and tidy. I'm not saying your house should be dirty because you want to spend time with your spouse. I'm saying that you should structure yourself, balance it so that the other side, the other part will not suffer, so that the marriage bed will not suffer. Some of us will work till 12 o'clock, sleep for 1 hour. In the morning, when your husband wants to touch you, you have stood up from the bed. You're no longer on the bed. You are in the kitchen or you are getting ready to go to your shop. And you say the man should be happy, or you say that the man should not be cranky, you say the man should not be angry. That's not true. So you need to balance it. Ask for help. Get help if you can. Structure. There are so many ways to structure your home in such a way that you have time for yourself. I will give you a few ways which you might know or you are just hearing for. If you cook in bulk, you have time on your hand. Meaning you don't go to the market every day to get things. You can stay in your home and make a pot of soup. If you I didn't say yeah, if you cook in bulk and you buy things in bulk, you can stay in your home and make a pot of soup. Make what you want to eat for the day or for the week. If you do that, you have enough time at your hand. Then in terms of cleaning, you can spread it. Spread your cleaning days. You can decide to mop today. You have time. How many minutes? 30 minutes, you've mopped your house. You have time for your spouse. Not that you lump everything together and you're already tired. Or you can decide that whoever you are bringing into the house to help you, there's a way you can structure it that even you yourself, you see that these are things I can even do by myself. And early enough, begin to teach your children how to do things for themselves. So that before you get up in the morning, they have done a little. Then you help them complete the rest. So that you have time for your marriage. And your marriage is between you and your spouse, not you and your children. Because those children will grow and leave you. So what you did not build today, don't expect to benefit from it tomorrow. Let me say that again. What you did not build today, don't expect to benefit from it tomorrow. So if you want to build that intimacy with your partner, even after the children have left, begin to build it today so that you can benefit tomorrow. Because you are busy all around the house, busy with the children. You are not even looking at your spouse. You are not looking at your husband. You are busy from here to here, pillar to post, getting them ready, plaiting their hair, making them, feeding them, making food for them. They grow to 10. You are still doing the same thing. You are bathing them. Your spouse is just there. Gradually, the intimacy between you and your spouse is demarcating. There's a gap in between, but you are not seeing it because it's not physical. But with time, you begin to see what you have done in the early times of your marriage, early years of your marriage, is beginning to affect you in the present. So if you have children, begin to teach them to wear their socks themselves, teach them to bath themselves, teach them to brush their teeth. Once in a while, you can supervise. Once in a while, you can help them. Begin to teach them these things so that you have time for yourself, you have time for your husband, you have time for other things in your life. So if you revolve your life around house chores, if you revolve your life around children, your sex life would suffer. Your sex life would suffer. So if you have children, begin to teach them to do things themselves. Begin to teach them to wake up in the morning, pray themselves, wear your uniform, wear your socks, brush your teeth, so that you have time. You will not jump up from the bed 4 o'clock and you're already in the kitchen. You're already bathing them. Some women still bathe their 10-year-old children. Some women still bathe their 13, 14-year-old children. So when do you want them to be independent? The time you should be spending with your spouse, you wake up early morning to go and bathe them. How many minutes does it take to make love? How many minutes does it take to make love on the bed? So you need to structure your house chores. You need to structure your house chores to be able to match to be able to get a sex fulfilled life. I've said so many things under the support. I've said the wife should support their husbands mentally and financially if possible. I'm also saying that the men should support their wives in the house so that they will not work all day and they are tired and you want to have sex in the bed. And I've also come to the women and saying that even if you don't have a husband that is supportive, ask. Open your mouth and ask. If you know that you cannot even boil water, let him allow you get somebody or get help to help you once in the house for chores that the person can do. And I've also told women to structure their house chores so that they can have ample time for their husbands. Then I'm going to go back, I'm going to be going back to men. You should also structure your life in such a way that it does not affect the intimacy you have with your wife. So when you will go to work, you are at the office, you will resume, you will leave the house as early as 4 o'clock and come back 11 o'clock. Oga, are you a wash night? Are you a security? I don't understand. Why will you go leave the house 4 o'clock and you're coming back 11 o'clock? And I can tell you for a fact that most of these men, most of you close 5 o'clock, 5:30, but you decide to spend the time with your friends rather than your wife. So you come home, you're already tired and used. I'm not saying you went out to sleep with a woman. I'm only saying that you are tired. You have spent all your strength outside. You are wasted. You have drunk. You are drunk, and there's no time for your wife. So how do you want to have a sex fulfilled life? How do you want your partner to enjoy sex? So you need to structure your life. You are building a family. If you are building a family, building continues. Even when you are done, you still do some maintenance. So if you are building a family, you should know that your family needs you. Your marriage needs you. You should not be an absentee husband. As we have as absentee father, we also have absentee husbands that leave the house 4 o'clock in the morning and come back 11 at night on a daily basis. On a daily basis. And that brings me to men who get married to wives, women, and leave them and travel abroad. How do you want them to have a sex fulfilled life? That is why the market for artificial this thing, libido, artificial dildo is selling. Let's face things. This is not something that we read from book. This is reality. You leave the house 4 o'clock. You close by 5. You stay in the office or you stay out till late at night and you get home around 12 o'clock. Okay, now even if you want to give us the excuse that there's no peace in my home, who should create peace in your marriage aside from you yourself? Why are you running from the fire you have set and you are still setting, or the fire that is beginning to catch? You are pouring fuel to catch it the more. There's no peace in your home and you are running from the home. Is it an outsider that will come and restore peace in your marriage, or you and your spouse will restore peace in your marriage? It's affecting your sex life. If there is no peace in your home, sit with your spouse and sort things out. If you know you have sat with your spouse and it's not working out, is not the next option is not to run away from the house like you all think. The next option is to get someone to mediate. While you are doing that, you also pray that God should touch your spouse's mind because he has the heart of men in his hands. So it is not doing you any good if you run away from your family, from your home, because there's no peace. And I ask again, if you leave, who will come and create peace in the house? Who will come and make peace at home? Is it me that I'm working on my own marriage, or your pastor that his own is not perfect? Nobody knows your spouse like you do. So it's not an excuse that you are not having peace at home. That's why you stay at work till 11 in the night. Some of you do not, it's not that you don't have peace at home. You are running away from your children. You are running away from your children. I read somewhere that marriage is, if you marry a woman, it's just like you marry somebody, then the woman brings her friends to come and eat your money. Her friends are her children. Why are you running away from the children that you both gave birth to? That's why most men do not come home. It's not because they don't have peace. They stay out because they don't want the children to disturb them. So if the children do not disturb you, it's their mother the children will disturb. Who will the children disturb? Instead of you to come home, put hands together with your wife to train the children to stop disturbing, you are avoiding the children and avoiding your marriage. So that is why most men stay out late. Either because they don't want the children to disturb them, or they don't have peace in their home, or they just feel like hanging out with friends, or the friends are more important than their marriage. So they stay home, stay out till 9 o'clock before they come home, and their wives are tired. Even when you want to, she's tired, and she says she's tired, and you're angry with her. It is affecting your sex life. It is affecting your sex life. I've dwelt so much on support. I've dwelt so much on support. So if you are in this class today, you are listening to this video, support yourself. Structure your life in such a way that it's not going to affect your marriage. I'm repeating it because people think that it's going to affect the family. It's going to affect your marriage. The family comprises of husband, wife, and children. Your marriage comprises of you and your spouse. So you need to structure your life to impute, let your marriage have a time. Put your marriage in your schedule. As you schedule yourself for other activities, as a woman, you schedule yourself to cook, to go and pick, to do school runs, to do this. Schedule, put your marriage in your schedule. Put your marriage inside your schedule. Even you as a man, as you schedule, I'm going to pay school fees, I'm going to pay rent, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to go to the mechanic, I'm going to sit out with friends. Where is your marriage in your to-do list every day? Where is your marriage in your to-do list every day? If I ask you for your to-do list, I will see so many things, but where is your marriage? I used to have a friend then. Her husband will write everything he wants to do. He will drop it in the car. So when she gets to the car, she sees it, she will not read it, she will not carry, no matter how small the space is, she will not carry pen and write it under your wife. Because your wife, his wife is his to-do list. And you, the woman, your husband is your to-do list. So as you are planning and planning, doing other things, how you want to do this, how you want to achieve this, put your marriage in your to-do list. Then you have a sex-fulfilled life. So that is point number 2. So now let me go to point number 3. Things to know about sex in marriage. Number 3, shyness is not allowed in marriage. Shyness is not allowed in marriage. Some of you are shy. You are shy to explore. You are shy to express. You are shy to communicate. You are shy to have a conversation. What is wrong with you? Why are you shy? You women, you are shy of your husband. But you will go to the hospital when you are pregnant and you want to give birth, and you open your leg, wow, and a stranger would put his hand inside. You are naked. Sometimes you won't purposely undress and you say you are shy of your husband. How? The pain will make you walk naked. Everybody will see your shyness. Then you are in your marriage, in your safe place, and you are shy. I know there are some reasons. I'll come to that. So shyness is not supposed to be in a marriage when it has to do with sex. You shouldn't be shy. See, if you love foreplay, don't be shy about it. Own it with your full chest. Let me whisper something to you. That thing you like, other women like it too. It's not only you. That thing you like about sex, that you love, but you are shy that how will your husband see it? He might also like it also. And it's not only you that like it. You are not the only person in that classroom. So it's a different thing. Like when we're in school, then in secondary school, and you do something that is wrong because they don't want to flog you, or even in these days that they don't flog children, they will want to make you ashamed so that you won't do those things again. But now, in the sentence of marriage, there's no how you will not do those things. So don't die in silence because you feel that you are shy. What exactly are you shy of? What I want to know. Why are you shy? Why are you shy? So if you want him to touch you in places that gives you pleasure, be bold enough with your full chest and say it, touch me here. If you are okay, if you say it's too heavy for your mouth, carry the hand and put it there. Use the hand and be scrubbing the place. So there's no shyness in marriage, oh. There's no shyness in marriage at all. And so women are so religious that because of shyness, it's only one style they want to be doing. It's only one style. Because of religion, because of laziness, it's only one style they want to be doing. It's not because they don't know other things, oh, but they are shy. But I'm telling you today that you and your husband has become one. And to help you get away from that shyness, sometimes walk naked at home. Sometimes intentionally. Today, if you are a shy person in this class, today intentionally, when your husband is taking his bath or your wife is taking her bath, get in there naked. Some people are so shy that they only make love in the dark. They will off lights. That, like I said, you will learn and you'll be intentional to do a change, to effect that change. So today, if you want to make love with your husband, put the light on. On the light. If he or she, if you are the man and you are shy, if your wife is bathing, bath with her. If your husband is bathing, bath with him if you are the woman. You see shyness will gradually leave your home, your marriage. What are you shy about? Some are shy about their body, that you have a sagging breast. They don't, men are not seeing these things, so it's only you that is seeing all these things. He's not seeing it when it comes to sex. He's not seeing it. You have a saggy breast, you have your stretch mark, your stomach is full. It's not everybody, God did not create everybody slim shady. Have that mindset that everybody was no, it's not everybody is not meant to be slim. And if you have given birth to a child, the more reason you should not be shy because a full human being came out of your body. So I also tell people that you teach people how to treat you. So if you are always defaming your body, you're always laughing at yourself, complaining about your body. How see as my hand is big, like Christian mother. See my stomach. I don't have bum bum. See my breast. You are already instilling low self-esteem inside yourself. So even when your husband says it, you have already believed it, so it will affect you. But if you tell yourself that you are beautifully and wonderfully made, you have come to occupy till Jesus come. You have breast, you have bum bum. Some people don't have this breast that you are laughing at. This saggy breast they are complaining about. Some people doctors have taken their breast away. They have cut it off. That saggy stomach you are complaining about, you are not proud of because you have given birth to a child. Some women are crying day and night to have that belly. Let a child just come out of that stomach. So why are you shy of yourself, of your body? Like I said, to graduate you from that class in the comfort of your room this week, walk naked, bath with your spouse. When you wake up in the morning, self-affirmation works so well. When you wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you are beautiful. Tell yourself I am wonderfully made. Tell yourself that you are the apple of God's eye. That you have grace in you. That God lives in you. Affirm yourself. Admire yourself. Do a catwalk. Do it frequently. And I tell you, self-esteem will run away. Low self-esteem will run away from you. Even when your husband or anybody tells you that, see how your breast big, see how your hand big, see your stomach, it's not going to affect you. You will just laugh over it because you know already. Tell the person, tell me something new. I know I have a big stomach. I know I have a saggy breast. Tell me something new. Own your body. Own your body. Own your body. So when you own your body, you can explore different sex position. You can be vulnerable during sex. Do you understand? You can satisfy your partner. You can do different styles. You will be happy having sex with your partner. You are not ashamed. You are not shy. Do you get? Be proud of your body. Be proud of your body. There's nowhere that is written in the Bible that a fat person cannot enjoy sex or a slim person cannot enjoy sex. It's not written anywhere. Who made the rules? Some men even like people that are fleshy. They like their wives having something to hold. So why are you not proud of yourself? You need to be proud of yourself. So meanwhile, let me face the men now. You also should be proud of your body parts. I know there are some men that you have heard somewhere that you have a short dick, you have a fat dick, you have a long dick, so you cannot satisfy a woman. It's not true. It's knowledge that is the barrier. Depending on the size of your private parts, there are styles you can do that you can still satisfy your wife. And who says who has laid the foundation of satisfaction? I feel that is why said God do not want us to have premarital sex experience. Because when you do, that is my opinion, when you do, you have something to compare your present spouse with. Let me take for instance now, if you are a virgin and your husband is the first person you met, how do you not tell me that you are not satisfied with what he's giving you? Except you have something, you have experienced something before, then you now say, okay, you have something to compare to say, okay, oh, I think I prefer this one. But if you don't have anything to compare, it's not what you have that you know, it's what you have that you know. So there's nothing to compare your present partner with. And same with the men. If not that if not that you have tested and tested and tested, so you know different types, the one that is deep, the one that is shallow, saggy breast, you have seen saggy breast, you have seen saggy breast and all of that, you would not know the difference. So you don't need to be shy about your body parts. Something you can work on. There are styles you can do. And after all that has been said about shyness, spouse that body shame their partner. If you are in this class, it is not right. Jokingly or seriously, that you mention a body part of your partner and you say something negative about it. You might think it's a joke, but it is stuck to that person's subconsciousness. The person begins to act in ways that reflect what you have said unknown to you. So you need to mind what you say to your partner. And that brings me to another point. It might not even be that you might not be body shaming your partner, but when you use wrong words, hurtful words on your partner, it affects your sex life in marriage. It affects the quality and the quantity of sex you have in marriage. So therefore, desist from body shaming your partner, desist from using hurtful and negative words on your partner, no matter the emotions that you feel, no matter how angry you are. It's better that you take some anger management classes or you walk away. Train yourself to not respond if you're angry. If you know you always use negative words on your partner, when you are angry, desist from speaking. Go back, put yourself together, then come back with a constructive response. It might even need you to write your response to your partner's action that got you angry on a paper, using a paper and a pen, or write it via chat and express yourself. Have it at the back of your mind that if you keep body shaming your partner, if you keep using negative words on your partner here means a man or a woman. It might be the woman always body shaming the man or using negative words if they have issues, or it might be the man using negative words or body shaming their partner. If you keep body shaming and insulting your partner, the quality and the quantity of your sex life would keep dropping until you no longer have interest, until your partner no longer has interest to have that intercourse with you. If you keep body shaming, you keep insulting, every little thing you give the woman negative words, you insult her parents, you insult her children, her siblings, you tell her how nasty she is, or you as a woman, you tell the man how useless he is, how incompetent, how he cannot, every little thing you use negative words. As time goes on, it begins to progress into things you cannot handle. Aside the common abuse we hear, the man hits you, the woman hits, and all that. I know marriages that there have never been any form of physical abuse, but there have been emotional abuse steadily. That is even more dangerous than the physical abuse. You keep insulting, abusing your spouse, you keep injuring them emotionally, keep using negative words, insultive words, foul languages on them in the presence of their family members, in the presence of their friends, in the presence of their children. If you consistently use those words, it's just like you hitting a particular spot continuously. You take a hammer and you are hitting the wall of your house. You keep hitting the wall of your house. You hit today, it's not broken. You hit tomorrow, it's not broken. You hit next tomorrow, it's not broken. On the fifth day, when you hit it, it collapses. That is what you are doing if you keep insulting your spouse, using negative words, body shaming your spouse. So desist from doing that. How can you do that? Do this. How can you desist from it? When you are angry or when you feel you've been offended. This is not an anger management class, but I can also help you out. When you feel you've been offended by your spouse, intentionally train yourself not to speak. And if you must walk out, tell your spouse that you need air or the person should excuse you and you leave that environment. Now, we have, in this generation, they have moved from saying it facially, as in physically, from speaking to your spouse, telling your spouse this word physically, to sending the nasty words via chats. Or you go on your social media and tell the whole world how your spouse is, or you use your WhatsApp profile to communicate your anger to your spouse. If you are in this class today, if you would not go home with anything, go home with the fact that, and know this, that it is wrong and you can stop it. I know it could be from the fact that you saw your parent do it, your friends around you are doing it, so it's subconsciously become part of your life. But if you want to have a fulfilled sex life, if you want to have a successful marriage, the person you are expecting to love you unconditionally, the person you are expecting to respect you, the person you are expecting to honor you, will not do so wholeheartedly if you keep defaming them, if you keep dehumanizing them, if you keep insulting them, if you keep hurting them. That should be your starting point for you to have a rethink of the words that you speak to your partner. So instead of responding, excuse yourself, keep quiet. When you are all settled down, you put your words, your constructive words together and relate with your spouse. And you can only do this if you have an understanding that marriage is not a war zone. If you have an understanding that this person you married is part of you, if you have an understanding that this person you married is not 100% perfect, if you have an understanding that you want to stay married, you want this marriage to work, if you have all this understanding, it is easier to take a step backwards if you are angry and address the issues in a more respectful and loving manner. I can tell you for a truth that when you address issues in a very wrong way, like using foul languages, insulting your partner, the issues will never be resolved. What you have just done is, probably because your partner do not want more issues. You will not want, your partner wants peace. He or she just let go. But he or she hasn't forgotten what you have said. Remember, words are like egg. Once they fall to the ground, you can never pick them up. So it is registered somewhere. It is there forever, especially if you do not come back and apologize sincerely and your partner sees visible change. So if the person does not just want quarrel, the person doesn't want peace, he will just let's go and say he will just say that's how he or she behaves. But it is somewhere. That is where resentment begins to yield. That is what the devil will always remind that person about when you are about to have intercourse. Those words you said is registered somewhere in the mind. So when it's time, even when you have settled, when it's now time to have your time with your spouse, to have an intercourse with your spouse, the devil picks that word from the subconsciousness of your spouse and remind them that this is what how this person sees me, sees you. This thing you want to do to this you do is not anything. This is how this person sees you. This is how he takes you. He does not respect you. Remember how he said this to you that day. Remember how he said this to you this day. And your sex life begin to decrease. It's limiting your sex life. It's limiting your sex life until you begin to have issues. Remember in the beginning I said that the issues about marriage is sex. And once your sex life begin to reduce, other issues begin to surface. Other issues begin to surface. They begin to surface. Before you know, you say we divorce because of irreconcilable, how do they speak it? Unreconcilable differences. How is it how did you not reconcile? Because you did not reconcile it early and you did not take a step backwards. So if you're here and you defame your partner, you use foul languages on them, you laugh at their body types, you laugh at the sizes of their private parts, you laugh at their anything about their body, can you please desist from it? Begin to appreciate them, because I know of many people who are in the hospital that do not have these parts that you are laughing about. Begin to appreciate your spouse for what they have and make do with what you have married. So we are done with number 3. So now let's move to number 4. In number 4, know that sex in marriage has different levels. That sex in marriage has different levels. And you might be married to somebody that is not on your same level. There are people that do not like sex at all. They don't like it. The other group, okay, the first group don't like it. So they run. When it has they run, they fight. They don't even want to hear it. There's a second group that they don't like it, but they even still try. We call that duty sex. They still try. They just pretend. Let I don't like it, but you like it. Oh, yeah, have it. Those are the people that will lie down, especially the women that will lie down and open and bude, like the Muslim Hausas will say. The man will do whatever he wants to do, and she's not even feeling anything. The other last group is the opposite of the two. This one, they like it very well. They can have it 7 times in a week, 24 hours in a day. They are never tired of it. So you need to know your spouse level. When you know your spouse level, you will now be able to help them or adjust to them. You need to know your spouse level. If you are peradventure you are married to somebody that do not like it at all, it is a wrong way. It is wrong for you to begin to force them to like it. When I mean force them, you force them to have sex with you. They don't like it, but you are forcing yourself on them. Yes, I know we say you are married to me, so you don't have any right over your body. But is it human that you force yourself on somebody? What you can do is you need to find out why. Most of the time, it's because of their past. Most times they were molested. Most times they were raped multiple times. Most times they have health issues. There are health issues that do not enable one enjoy sex. So they run from it. So you need to find, most times is from their childhood experience, trauma. So you need to ask these questions tactically, because now you have the knowledge that the fact that this person does not have like it might be that there was a problem that has not been dealt with. So you need to find out the problem. Until you know the problem, you cannot begin to deal with it. And in the process of finding out the problem, you have to be patient and be ready to work with this person through this time and seasons of their lives. So know it today that the fact that you like it does not mean that your spouse like it. And the fact they say that you should always have sex in marriage does not mean that anybody you marry must do that. Have that understanding, especially if you are a single watching this class. So you need to know, you need to trace, you need to dig deep. And the only way you can dig deep is when you put your marriage in your to-do list. When you know that your marriage is your responsibility to make it work, that is the only way you can know if your spouse had a trauma that he or she is dealing with that is affecting their sexual drive. So you need to know, you need to dig deep. And you only know this thing if you have your me time. You have your time with yourself and your spouse. You create time for your marriage. That is only when you will know. Then you begin to work with them. If it requires you seeing a specialist, a therapist, or a sex counselor, you need to help them through that phase so that you can enjoy sex and they also can enjoy sex. So that you will not be fighting them. Same with the second, but with a little addition. Probably you are with somebody that does not like it, but the person does not have an option. I just do it because of him. I just do it because of her. Now, add what the solutions I've given to you in point one for those who do not like it and do not want to indulge. Add it to this point I'm going to talking about. It could also be that they don't like it because of the way you do it. It could be that they are not happy with you. So you need to look at which of these is the problem. It could be that you are not touching them in the place that aroused them. You're not, and they have spoken to you time and time, and you are not listening. You are not teachable. When she say I want it like this, you say no, no. Why will you tell me what to do? But when he says do it like this, you say I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg. I don't tire. I don't tire. You want me to be doing like this? Do you understand? So you need to find out what the problem is. They are indulging, but they are not participating. They are not involved. So you need to find out if it's the fact that you are not doing it the way they like. You are not arousing them. You are not. It's not pleasurable to them. It's paining them. They are not excited about it. They are not happy with you. So if you are in the second group that your partner indulge but does not involve, find out why and be ready to be teachable. If it's the fact that they don't enjoy the way you do it, then you have to be teachable. Then the last part is those that they love it. You are here, you love it, but your partner do not. You love it to have it 24/7. Your libido is so high. Or you have a partner, you married a partner that don't really like it, does not, the person is not in your group, is not in your level at all, and is a problem to you. Is something that would change in a long run or would not change. So you might need to manage it. It could also be that, yes, you love it, but you are going about it the wrong way. You love it, but you don't know how to put your partner in that mood. You love it, but each time you want it, the next thing is you are pouncing on him or you or her. It sometimes, for some people, it takes them long time to get in the mood. It takes them a very long time. So you need to know where your partner belongs, which group, and know how to work with them in this stage. Remember, you are one and you did not get married to a perfect person. So you need to learn to work with your partner in whichever level or whichever class they are. Find ways. If your libido is high, always make the mood. Put them in the mood. Teach them. If you know is love songs they like, if they like watching love movies, introduce them to it. Tell them sweet things. There are some women that once you just speak into their ear, they are done. They are soft like banana. So you need to find a way to get to them. It's not forcing yourself on them. And when you get to them, let them tell you what you need to do to them to pleasurize them. And if once you get it, your partner will begin to look for you because they already know that you know they are momoboti. They will not be running away from sex. So those are the 3 levels. So if you fall into any of these characters or your partner fall into any of these characters, play this video for them. Let them know that it's not a problem, but it's something they can work on. And you have a sex fulfilled life. The next point I'm going to be talking about is sex is too serious an issue in marriage to be handled with levity. You need to know that is a serious issue. So when your partner is complaining about you, know that it is a serious issue in that marriage. Know that it's a serious issue for them. Don't say, I better want a small thing. It's not a small thing. No. It's a very, very big thing. It is not a small thing. So know that it is a serious issue. Because a sexless marriage is a dangerous marriage. It's a danger to itself. A sexless marriage is dangerous to marriage itself. So apart from the fact that it's a danger to marriage, it's a danger to the person, to the spouse and the people in that marriage. Why? Let me open your eyes to something. I've said it before. So adultery, when you say adultery, meaning a married man or a married woman went out and slept with someone else, isn't it? It is at its peak today. Though I'm not saying it's an excuse. There's no excuse for adultery. The only excuse is indiscipline. There's no excuse. But when we say indiscipline, how far can you indiscipline in the sense that the woman or the man is giving, you still go out? Do you understand? That one, there's no excuse. But where in a situation where the man or the woman in this case is not giving you, the man is not doing his or her duty, and the person is disciplined, the person has been holding on, for you, and you are not even changing, you are not adjusting, you are not learning, you are not seeing that is a problem. You are comfortable, you are saying that is not a problem. I beg, the man should be on his own, or the woman, I beg, the woman should go and rest. You are not seeing anything wrong with it. There is a problem because a danger already. Because when your partner sees that you are seeing it as no problem, the partner will not say, okay, since it's no problem, that is to say you are giving me go ahead to go outside. Let me go and satisfy myself now, because you don't care whether I am satisfied or I'm not. So when you say, when we meet couples that have these issues, and the person that went out say is your fault, the other person will say, how is it my fault? Is it not you that went to the person, to the woman, or is it not you that went to the man? Did I put the dick there? Then when you dig deep, you realize that you have been starving this man. He has been patient for years, waiting for you to come along, and you have seen nothing wrong with it. Rather, your slogan is take me as I am. Then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say about it. I've given 2 scenarios. Don't misquote me. It is not excusable. Adultery is not excusable. Then I came forward again to explain to you that it is not excusable if you are having it in a marriage and you still go out. Is it not better that you are having it, but you are not satisfied, but you are working towards being satisfied with your partner? You don't have it frequently. You are working with your partner to have it frequently. Your partner is not doing it well, and you are working with your partner to do it well. But in a situation where you are not working with your partner to do it well, rather you go outside, it is not an excuse. Let me say that again. It is not an excuse if you are not working it out and you go outside. It is not an excuse where you are having it in the house and you still go outside. It is not an excuse when you say that is it every day I'll be eating okra. Sometimes make it seafood okra now. Sometimes cook it okra and stew. So make it exciting. It is not an excuse for you. That is where I'm coming from. Then I also came to another part that when we say it is not an excuse, we should also look at those people that have been patient. They have been starved. They have been talking to their spouse. They have been waiting for their spouse to come along, to run along, to change, to be teachable. Their spouse still decides to say, take me as I am. I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't like it. I cannot be this. It's a fight. And the spouse is not ready to go for counseling. The spouse is not ready to learn. The spouse is not intentional to make it work. Then the person goes out. Do we still say that it's not excusable? Do we still say it's not excusable? So if you are in this class and you fall in the class of, say, take me as I am, and you are not doing your duty, you are putting that marriage in danger. You are putting your spouse in danger. You are putting yourself in danger. Because if the person goes out, the marriage is already cracked. Then, not only going out, the person now goes out and gets infected. You have put that person in danger. Then the person comes, maybe the day that your head is not correct, and comes and sleep with you, you have put yourself in danger. Those are the three scenarios. So what would you do better? You will need to work intentionally to make it happen. You need to work intentionally to make it happen. I'm not saying adultery is excusable. Also, let me flip the table. Then if you are that partner that wants more in the terms of your sex life, on the other hand, if you are that person that wants more and your partner is willing to work with you, you need to be patient. You need to be patient and God-fearing. Be patient with that person. With time, the person will come along. Or with time, if the person doesn't come along, adjust to it. Adjust to what the person can offer. Adjust to what the person can offer. You have laid your complaint. You have communicated with this person, and the person is working towards it. The person has worked to an extent. Be appreciative and adjust to it. We don't get everything we want or we desire in life. We don't get everything we desire in life. We just say because you want a duplex and you do not have the resources to rent a duplex, or you don't have the resources to buy a duplex, would you say you will not live in a house? So I'm taking it in all round. Would you say because you want to stay, you must stay in a duplex? That is what you desire to have. But life did not give you the opportunity to stay in a duplex. Would you say you will not live in a house? Except you want to go and steal or kill the owner of a duplex. That is where infidelity comes in. But if the person has worked and you see the person is putting effort, or even not putting effort, the one you can get, you have gotten. Just keep praying that the person will change. Or adjust to meet that person at the person's point. Adjust to meet the person in the middle. Don't wait at the edge and expect the person to cross over to the river and to come and be like you that wants it 24 hours, 24 hours, 7 days. Don't just be fixated. Begin to work on yourself. Now you know that your partner does not have the same libido you have, does not have this, is not on the same level you have. Begin to move boundary. Begin to shift. Don't say that is how you met me. Oh. You met me, I like sex, I love sex. No. Begin to move and meet your partner and be appreciative. As you begin to make efforts, just begin to pray. That's why marriage is spiritual also. Begin to pray that the Holy Spirit ministers to your spouse instead of going out. Adultery is not an excuse. It's not even the solution to your problem. So begin to move to meet your partner at that level. With discipline and with the help of the Holy Spirit, it is possible. It is possible. So our next point is know that so many factors can hinder you from having a fulfilled sex life. I've mentioned so many factors and I will still keep mentioning them. One of the factors is ignorance. Is ignorance. That is why you are in this class. I'm opening your eyes to see that apart from the fact that you don't know how to do some styles, other things you are doing can affect your sex life. When you don't know that you need to create time for your marriage, it can affect your sex life. When you don't know that your partner and yourself are not on the same level, it can affect your sex life. When you don't know that you need to support your partner, it could also affect your sex life. So you need to know, have the knowledge, and know which area is affecting your sex life. Another factor is lack of privacy. Unfortunately, some couples are not fortunate to have a room to themselves. So they either stay in a face me, I face you, or they have relatives staying with them. So they don't have that privacy to express themselves. So it's affecting their sex life. Either when they want to have sex, someone is knocking on their door, or their children, they are scared their children will see them. So you need to work on these things. Know that privacy is key to having your sex life. What you can do if you fall in this category is to leverage on scheduled sex. If you get my book, Sex and the Bedroom, you will learn different ways to have sex. So you can schedule sex when your children are not available, when your relatives are not around, you know that you have to meet with your husband. So it will not affect your sex life until you are buoyant enough to move into a place where you have a private room to yourself. Another knowledge you should have is money, lack of finances affect your sex life. A woman that has not eaten for 1 week will not have a sex fulfilled life. A man that has not eaten, that has school fees to pay, has rent to pay, then you see he will not be erect, he will not stand, his private part will not function properly. So you need to work on your finances. There are so many books you can do, there are so many businesses you can do to work on your financial life so that you will be comfortable. Money is the oil in marriage, is the grease that makes the marriage sweet. So you need to work on your financial life. If not, it's going to affect your sex life. The next point I'm going to be talking about is foreplay. Foreplay. This is so deep. I am aware that most women do not know how to do foreplay. That is why when they're having sex with their partner, they do not know what to do. So I'm here. I've donated myself today to tell you what to do. I'm here to tell you where to hold, what to touch. So let me start. You can use gradually the scalp of your husband's head. Just gradually massage it. The back of his ear. Touch it. The back of his feet. Suddenly smooch it. The sole of his feet, inner and outer side of the thighs, his buttocks. Massage it gradually, not hard. When you're doing all these things, you notice if he's enjoying it. If he's not, you change rhythm and all that. The palm of his hands, his hairline. Just touch him quite gradually at the back of the nail, the nipples. You need to suck it, kiss it, lick it. The excess skin between the penis and the scrotum, you gradually touch it. The eye of the penis, where the urine comes from, there's a way you do it subtly. You do it and he will enjoy it. So don't just lie there. Let your hand work for you while he also is working on your body. It makes him happy. You understand? It makes him happy. And if you are a virgin in this class, with what I have told you now, you begin to act. If you're a woman and you're a virgin, what I have told you now, when you are having sexual intercourse with your partner, you don't just lie down there. Touch all these places smoothly. Touch it softly. Find a rhythm that he understands and he appreciates, that is making his body relax and sweet, and keep touching it. Then you would not lie down, just lie down. You will not get involved in the action. that you are doing. Then for men, you also should learn how to do foreplay. For you to insert your penis in your wife's vagina, it's your joy. You love it. That is the height of enjoyment. But for some women, they need foreplay. They need their breasts to be sucked. They need your hands all over their body. They need to hear sweet words in their ears. So you don't just penetrate. Sometimes the woman does not even need you to penetrate her. Know when your wife needs you to hug, to touch, to just do foreplay without penetrating. Sometimes we just want that one. We don't want you to insert. So don't be in a hurry to quickly insert your penis into a woman's vagina. Know what your wife wants at every point in time. And you can know this by communicating. Do you understand? Sometimes you just have to hold yourself to pleasure her a little, because your highest pleasure is during when you ejaculate. But for the woman, it's not so. So you need to find ways to pleasure this woman. Finger her. Before you do that, you need to wash your hand. The places you can touch her, the base of her hair, on her head, gently stroke it. See, you don't need to do it so hard or wound her. Touch her in her breast, in her body, from her navel, kiss her around her body, make her happy, touch her in ways that she loves. And if you are doing it, you can also communicate, ask her, do you like it? So that she will tell you what she loves and you will keep doing it. Then if you must kiss a woman, make sure you don't put saliva all over her mouth. Do you get? Do it in a romantic way and she would enjoy it. She will enjoy it. Learn how to do foreplay. I have and when having foreplay with your partner, the vagina should be the last place you should touch. Just try to tease her as if you are going there. Take your hands all there so that she will long to get your touch in that area. So it should be the last place to play with. And when you're playing with the vagina, make sure your hand is clean, like I said initially, and make sure not to have long nails so that you would not get her injured. You know that part is very delicate. So if you are not subtle and slow, you don't do it as if you are washing back of pots. Gradually touch it. The clitoris, the G spots, the top of the vagina, the outer part. Gradually, don't do it in ways that would injure her. So you need to also take note of her reaction. You know, when something is hurting somebody, there's a way the person will do it. But when something is pleasurable, it's sweeting the person, there's another reaction. So you need to know all these kind of non-verbal responses to the touch you are giving your wife, so that you can have a sex fulfilled life. Then the next point I'm going to be talking about is that you should know that marriage can have continue that in marriage you can have continued sexual pleasure. You can have continued sexual pleasure, and sex with your spouse is something that you keep evolving. You keep see, because your spouse change. I might like doggy today, and I might not like it in 2 years time. So you need to keep learning and realize that what your spouse liked that time you got married to the person is not the same thing the person likes now. So it would have changed. So no matter what, you need to keep learning, and also realize that when you give birth to children, because of probably the pressure of hustling and bustling, things change. But you still need to find ways to make it interesting, to spice it up, to keep it alive. So all these small quarrel you have, you need to learn to settle it on time. I think I mentioned that when I was talking about the first point. Secondly, if you are a first time mom, because you need to have continuous sexual pleasure. If you are a first time mom, when it was just you and your husband, you had it well. You could do it anytime. You didn't have things so much on your plate to do. So you had time for your sex life. But now you have a baby at hand. You need to care for your baby, and you also need to give your time to your marriage. When your children or your babies begin to get to a certain age or state of maturity, learn to teach them how to sleep on their own instead of putting them in your middle. Some wives will put their babies in their middle, and in the night when the man is trying to find his wife, he's touching his baby, or they are off age and they always sleep with you. So in the night when the man wants to turn to cuddle, He's cuddling his baby instead of his wife. So when they are getting to a certain age that you are comfortable leaving them to sleep alone, like 4 years upwards, you are comfortable allowing them sleep alone. You can gradually or frequently go and check them at night. So that's the work of motherhood. You not say, if I stand up, I can't sleep again. So you need to train them. Else, when they grow to 10, 12, you still see 10-year-old, 12-year-old sleeping in the same bedroom with his or her parents. So what time would the man have for his wife? Even when, or what time would the wife have to sleep with her husband? Even when they have that time, they are sneaking to do it so that the child will not wake, because they know that they don't want to get caught by their children. So you need to learn early enough to train them to be able to sleep alone, so that you have time to make love with your husband or have intercourse with your husband. Another point under this, know that your marriage can have continuous sex pressure, is learn to indulge in public display of affection, PDA. I know there are some spouse or there are some partners that are not comfortable with public display of affection, but it is necessary and is important for your marriage. If you're not comfortable doing this outside your home, you can do it at home. At home, a random kiss, a random spank in the bottom, a random hug, nice words, that's just do little things to be in your partner's face. Your partner can just be sitting, and from the back you can easily kiss him or her on the neck or on the forehead. Can hug them when they wake up. Like I do that of always. And when I wake up and I see my husband, because he wakes up before me, the first thing I do is to hug him tightly. I want to feel that warmth. Random kiss here and there, random holding of hands. You can even, when you are watching your movie or watching your news or football, you can go wink at your partner. You are displaying affection. Even your children will see and they will feel that you love this person. So you are building the atmosphere for sex later in the day. It's not that you are carrying your face strong. You are not even touching your partner. It's only in the bed. Only at night that you want to touch your wife. It's only at night you want to touch your husband. Why? During the day, touch them once in a while. Spank the bum bum. Use your hand. Touch the breast. Use your chest. Scratch. Touch her breast. So you can do all those things once in a while. Always, not even once in a while. As you pass her, you touch her. As you pass him, touch him in his private part. Just spank him. Although let your children not be there. So that is public display of affection. You must not only display affection in the bedroom. You must not only display that you love this person or you long to have this person in the bedroom. So some couples, only at night they touch. It's only at night they kiss. It's only at night they hold themselves. You will not have a sex fulfilled life. You are not building your sexual life. Another point I'm talking about is your bedroom should be a private place. If you are opportune to have a separate bedroom, it should be a private place. There should be boundaries. There should be boundaries. Not that anybody that can come into your house straight to your room, go and knock the door, or not even knock. They don't even knock. They just enter, not minding whether you are naked, if you are with your husband, or you are naked with your husband, or anything. They just walk into. They don't have respect for your bedroom. Your children walk in and come out anytime. Your relatives or your friends come in, you sit on your bedroom, they talk to you, lie on the bed, they come in anytime. So you should have privacy in your bed, because most of the time you will be needed to even stay naked. You might not be doing anything. You might just be wearing something sexy, or you are just naked, you and your spouse are just talking together, relaxing, having your me time, and a stranger will just walk in, or a girl or your child 3 or 4 years will just come in and see daddy start naked. So begin to put those structures that your bedroom should be private. And I left this last point, the 10th point, for a reason. You need to learn different styles. You need to learn different styles. You need to learn how to spice up your sex life. It must not always be missionary. I've been saying this. You can do scissors, you can do doggy. So you need to learn different styles of making love, because it's going to be boring. It's like you like rice. Rice is a form of food. But you can make it as fried rice, as coconut rice, as jollof rice, as rice and stew, as native rice. All of them is still rice, but in different ways. So you need to spice up your marriage. That's why I encourage you that you should get Sex and the Bedroom. It's an ebook, is on Seller. I would drop the link in the Telegram group. So you can get that, and it comes with a bonus of different styles for couples. But if you don't want to get that book, I have a different ebook titled Different Styles for Married Couples. And if you're not too religious, you can also get that Different Styles for Couples and some videos of how to do these styles. So you need to spice up your marriage. Do different styles. There's doggy, there's scissors, there are so many. There are so many. So today you can do this one, tomorrow you do another one. Next tomorrow you do another one. Tell your partner, send them a chat in the office. Baby, we are going to do this style today. Let's try this style. When you did, ask your partner, do you like it? Did you enjoy it? The partner will say, I like this one. The next one, bring another one. Do you understand? So if you're in this class today, I believe and I know that your sex life will change, because now you know things that affect your sex life, and you know how to handle them. You are knowledgeable, you are aware of these things, so you can handle them properly. The list, I said that was the last point, but this is the last. I won't say any other thing. The last but not the least is you need to prioritize hygiene. You need to prioritize hygiene if you want to have a sex fulfilled life. You can't be unkept, dirty, and smelling and expect to have a fulfilled sex life. Some women, once they open their leg like this, the whole room, the atmosphere, the aroma of the room has changed. You need to learn how to wash your private parts, how to wash your undies, how to keep your armpits. Sometimes at night, when you bath, put on roll-on or spray. If you don't want to spray because of you've heard that it gives cancer, too much of it gives cancer, buy powder that have nice smell. Put it under your armpits, rub on your face, just be smelling nice, sexy. See, invest in sexy perfumes, neat underwears, and neat bra. Some women will wear your bra until the water that you use and wash that bra can kill the fishes in the river. So you need to prioritize hygiene. You need to learn how to be clean down there. Your breath, your ear, because your husband will kiss your ear, your breath, your armpits, your under your breast. Wash under your breast, wash under your stomach. If you have saggy stomach, wash by your private part. Some of you do not even bath. You go to lie down on your bed, and in the night when your husband wants to make love to you, you start perceiving very bad odor, and you are asking why he does not sleep with you, why you are not fulfilled, you are not having nice sex life, because your under is dirty. So the man cannot even give you head. You should know how you smell down below. So if it is awful, you know that you have infection, then you begin to treat. Don't wait until your husband's head goes down there. Then he realizes that he's smelling. He says, babe, why is this thing smelling? And I say, you don't know. You should know. When you wash, you put it in your nose and perceive why you have that kind of smell. You should be conversant with how you smell below. It's not only the women, even the men. Some men, you will wear one boxers for 10 days. You sweat under there, you pee, your pee will drop on the boxers. You will keep wearing it until it begins to itch you. You are not helping your sex life. If you're not helping your sex life, that's why most of your wives cannot give you head, because you are not neat there. You do not shave. Your armpit is bushy. Your mouth, you will drink, you will not brush before you want to come and kiss your wife. Everywhere, the back of your ear is dirty. Your fingers are black, and you want your wife to give you herself to finger. It doesn't work that way. So you need to prioritize hygiene. And when your spouse complain about one dirt or one odor or the other, don't say, I beg, leave me alone if you cannot do it. Put in effort. You are investing in your marriage. Make an effort to make that place clean. Make an effort to make your bedroom clean. If you go to some women their bedroom, you cannot breathe. If you go into their house, you cannot drink water. You cannot take a glass of water because of the smell. So you need to learn how to, the small you have, the small space you have, make it clean, make it comfortable. two of you should put hands together to make your environment comfortable and conducive for your sex life. If you put your nose in some bedspread, you will need to go to the hospital because you have developed cancer of the nose. The bedspread is so dirty, it has not been changed. The pillowcase is so brown. So you need to look into your hygiene. Learn to bath well. Learn to keep your room clean. Your undies, the bed you lie on, the back of your leg. I can tell you that some people, their turn off is your nails. For men, once they see that your nails is dirty, your the back of your leg is brown, like you went to the farm during the day, and at night you don't wash it, they are turn off. And you are complaining why your husband is not coming close to you. You are complaining why your wife is always putting her face the other way when you want to kiss. It's because of your breath, because of the bad breath you have. So you need to learn. You need to learn how to keep yourself. Although it might not be that they don't like to kiss, but don't make it worse by making it making your mouth or allowing your mouth to have bad odor. So you need to concentrate on your hygiene. Concentrate on your hygiene. Women, change your bras, change your pants frequently. Sometimes put them under the sun, soak them inside hot water, cook them so that you will not be having infection frequently. Make that place clean and not smell. Once you notice that there's any foul smell, kindly go for test and be sure that you do not have infection. Although I also know that after your period or before your period, for a woman, there's some kind of foul smell. Men understand this, that the woman before or after the period, there's some kind of foul smell. So you help them stay clean. Even if the room is too dirty or too choked, help them arrange it and tell them, oh, yeah, this room is so fine. Let the room be like this. Don't use foul language or insult them. Generally help them. That is the support we are talking about, to keep this place clean for you to have a healthy sex life. So we have come to the end of this class. This video is a 2-hour video, and I have spoken extensively on things you should know about your sex life. So it's not about I'm not having a fit sex life. My husband is not satisfying me. My wife is not satisfying me. Do you know why they are not satisfying you? And if you know why they are not satisfying you, do you know how to make them satisfy you? Do you know what to do? That is what this class is all about. So sex does not just become satisfiable without intentionality. So there are things that could be affecting your sex life, which I have pinpointed 10. I've talked about 10, and I've given you ways or things you can do to have this sex-free life. So if you are in this class, it is not enough to only listen. It is not enough to like. It's not enough to comment. But look within your marriage. Which of this is affecting your sex life? Which of these is pertaining to you? Which of this is speaking to your sex life? What can you do? The suggestions I have propounded, can you start acting on it to make your sex life enjoyable? And don't let the devil come in between you because of sex. Because you have this knowledge in your hands, I have also advised to get Sex and the Bedroom. I have also advised to get Styles That Couples Can Do. It's a PDF ebook. And if you get the ebook, I will also send some videos to you. You can watch with your spouse and practice them in your marriage. The bottom line is, be sure that you take intentional steps to make your sex life fulfilling. Adultery is not an option. Adultery is not the cure to your unfulfilled sex life. Cheating on your wife is not the cure to it. It's not the solution to your poor sex life. The solution to your poor sex life is knowledge and work towards making it better. So I'm glad that I have been able to do this class. I have done 3 classes like this in year 2023. I did quarterly. So I will do my next class in March next year. So hope to see you in March next year. I have courses that addresses different aspects of marriage and different aspects of relationship. I will drop the link in the Telegram group. So do well to pick any of the courses that pertain to you, buy the books and read. It is good that you read books about relationship and marriage. You might be married for 10, 20 years, but there are some things you still do not know. You can pick one or two things from these books and from these courses. The best way to pick any coach brain or my brain is to get my ebooks, to get my courses, and to read my articles on Facebook, on Instagram. And I would love you to also engage me and send me topics you want me to address, send me topics you want me to talk about. I am open to that. So I'm glad you are in this class, and I believe and I pray and hopeful that your marriage will never remain the same after you have this knowledge and you put it into work. See you next class. Bye.